What is the main element of life? Fire. Or water. Earth is this one-of-a-kind planet in the whole universe. So far, we haven't spotted any other planet that packs the same punch with its unique features. It's got that stunning blue hue, all thanks to the vast oceans covering most of its surface. That's why we call it the blue planet. But here's another thing that makes Earth stand out like a sore thumb. Fire. Yeah, actual fire. No other planet we've discovered has fire burning on it. You might think, what about the volcanoes on Mars? Or the sun itself? It's a giant ball of fire. But hold up, those aren't real fire. The flames you see on the sun? That's not fire in the way we know it. The light and heat from the sun or any star come from nuclear fusion, where hydrogen atoms smash together under insane pressure to form helium, releasing energy. No oxygen involved, no combustion. And those lava flows from volcanoes on other planets like Mars or Jupiter's moon Io? That's just molten rock, superheated by internal pressure and geothermal forces, flowing like liquid. It doesn't need oxygen to burn. So, as far as evidence shows, Earth is the only place in the cosmos where true fire exists right now. Okay, so what even is fire? We all know it's that hot, glowing thing that dances around, but let's break it down. Inside Earth's atmosphere, there's oxygen, one of the key elements for life as we know it. But Earth wasn't always oxygen-rich. Billions of years ago, when the planet formed about 4.5 billion years back, its early atmosphere was mostly methane, carbon dioxide, and other gases, no free oxygen floating around. Then, around 3.5 to 3.8 billion years ago, life kicked off. Not the complex stuff we see today, but tiny single-celled microbes in the oceans. These were cyanobacteria, the original photosynthesizers. They'd take sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide, and through this biochemical magic called photosynthesis, they'd spit out oxygen as a byproduct. For about 1 billion years, these little guys kept at it, pumping oxygen into the air and water. But why did it take so long for oxygen to build up in the atmosphere? Well, the first waves of oxygen got gobbled up by the Earth's crust. It reacted with iron and other minerals, oxidizing them. That's why when you mine iron today, it's usually iron oxide, rust, instead of pure iron. This period is called the Great Oxidation Event, around 2.4 billion years ago, when oxygen levels finally started rising in the air, turning the skies blue and setting the stage for more complex life. Now, to get fire going, what do you need? Fuel, heat, and oxygen. The fire triangle, as they call it. Fire is basically a rapid chemical reaction called combustion, where something burns in oxygen, releasing heat, light, and gases like water vapor and carbon dioxide. Those gases are what give flames their shape and glow. It's the hot, excited particles lighting up. But early on, even with oxygen building up, there was no fire for billions of years. Why? No fuel. You can't just set rocks on fire, they don't burn. The first real fuels came from land plants, which didn't show up until about 470 to 500 million years ago, during the Ordovician and Silurian periods. These were simple moss-like plants at first, then ferns and early vascular plants. They provided the organic matter, dead leaves, stems, and wood, that could ignite. Archaeologists and paleontologists have found the oldest charcoal fossils dating back to around 420 to 470 million years ago, evidence of the first wildfires. How did these fires start? The strongest theory is lightning strikes, just like today, where a bolt from the blue hits dry vegetation and boom, fire. But there could have been other sparks like spontaneous combustion in peat bogs or even meteor impacts, though lightning's the prime suspect. As we fast forward through Earth's history, plants spread like wildfire, pun intended, covering the continents. This ramped up oxygen production even more. By the time we hit the Carboniferous period, about 359 to 299 million years ago, when the supercontinent Pangaea was forming, oxygen levels spiked. Studies from ice cores, rock samples, and fossil records show oxygen purity hit around 30–35% back then, way higher than today's 21%. That super oxygenated air made fires easier to start and way more intense. Imagine a blaze with 35% oxygen. It'd roar like a beast, spreading fast and hot, turning forests into infernos in no time. This era is why we have so much coal today. Those massive wildfires charred vast swamps of giant ferns and club mosses, burying them under sediment to form coal seams. And get this, high oxygen also supersized insects. Without it, bugs couldn't grow big because they breathe through tiny tubes called tracheae, which limit size in low oxygen air. But back then, we had dragonflies like Meganeura, with wingspans up to 2.5 feet, bigger than a hawk. Picture one of those buzzing around a human. It'd be terrifying. These fires weren't just destructive, they shaped evolution. Plants had to adapt or die. Over millions of years, they evolved fire-resistant traits. Take conifers like pine trees. They've been around for about 300 million years, but the modern pine family kicked off around 150 million years ago during the Jurassic. Pines developed thick bark to shield against heat, and their cones are sealed with resin that only opens after fire melts it away, releasing seeds into nutrient-rich ash. Some species, like the lodgepole pine, need fire to reproduce. The heat pops open the cones, and after a burn, the ash acts like premium fertilizer, full of potassium and phosphorus, helping seedlings sprout stronger. Pines are tough cookies. They resist drought, grow in poor soil, and thrive in low light. No wonder they've outlasted so many extinctions. Speaking of extinctions, let's jump to 66 million years ago, the end of the Cretaceous period. That's when the Chicxulub asteroid slammed into what's now Mexico, a rock about 6 to 9 miles wide hitting at 45,000 pH. The impact unleashed energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs, triggering global wildfires, tsunamis, and a nuclear winter from dust blocking the sun. Forests burned worldwide, dino populations crashed, and about 75% of species vanished. But pines? They watched it all go down and survived. Their resilient seeds and ability to regrow in scorched earth helped them bounce back. Other plants perished, but survivors like ferns dominated the fern spike in the fossil record right after the impact, as they could spore quickly in the ashy aftermath. Post-dinos, around 55–60 million years ago in the Eocene, a new player entered the scene: grasses. These simple, fast-growing plants revolutionized ecosystems. Unlike trees, grasses form vast prairies and savannas, providing food for grazers like early mammals. Grasses are fire-adapted pros. They dry out in summer but keep underground roots and crowns alive. When fire hits, it clears out dead thatch, recycles nutrients into the soil, and stimulates new growth. In fact, many grasslands depend on periodic burns to prevent trees from taking over. This firegrass cycle shaped human staples too. Wheat, rice, corn, and barley all evolved from wild grasses. Fire isn't Earth's destroyer. It's a life-giver, pruning the planet to promote diversity and renewal. Indigenous peoples worldwide have used controlled burns for millennia to manage lands, boost hunting, and enrich soils, mimicking natural cycles. Now enter humans. Our ancestors tamed fire around 1 to 1.5 million years ago, probably Homo erectus in Africa. Evidence from sites like Wonderwork Cave in South Africa shows controlled hearths that old. Mastering fire turbocharged human evolution. Cooking food made it easier to digest, unlocking more calories and nutrients for bigger brains. Our noggins tripled in size over time. Raw meat is tough, cooked, soft, and energy-packed. Fire also provided warmth, letting early humans venture into colder climates without fur coats. It scared off predators like saber-toothed tigers and hyenas, who feared the flames. And socially, gathering around a fire fostered storytelling, bonding, and culture, the birth of communities. With fire, humans migrated out of Africa around 100,000–200,000 years ago, colonizing Europe, Asia, and beyond. Tools improved too. Fire hardened wooden spears and helped forge early metals, but fire's double-edged. Today, with climate change cranking up heat and droughts, wildfires are fiercer. Think California's megafires or Australia's Black Summer in 2019-2020, which burned 46 million acres and killed billions of animals. Yet controlled fire management inspired by nature can mitigate that. And scientifically, fire's role extends to space exploration. Understanding Earth's unique combustion helps us design safer habitats on Mars, where we'd need to generate oxygen artificially. So, wrapping it up, Earth, this beautiful blue marble isn't just special for its water. Fire's the secret sauce, born from oxygen and life, driving evolution, shaping landscapes, and propelling humanity forward. Without it, we'd be a dull rock in space. Fire isn't chaos. It's the spark of life on our one-of-a-kind world.